Today on COVID Chronicles, how to tame a cougar.
How do you do that?
Well, apparently you don't do it with an iPhone. That doesn't seem to tame one. If you haven't looked at the cougar stalker video, that was some guy in Utah was out for a run, and then apparently he saw, this could be not maybe totally accurate, but apparently he saw some cougar cubs, and he pulled out his iPhone and started to shoot video, and then the mama showed up and stalked him for a long time.
6 minutes.
And looked really intimidating to my eye.
From the behavior of our cat when he's really mad.
Yeah, well, I've had our cat come after me a couple of times, and his claws are capped, so you can't really get a claw hold on me, but he'll sometimes bite me gently. I'm trying to imagine out for a walk, or out for a run. Oh, look, cougar cubs. I'll just get out my phone. Hang on. Whoop, Mama's upset. And I won't put the camera down. I'll keep shooting. That was the part that was kind of like, really?
You're supposed to keep eye contact. Don't bend down. Don't run away.
You never want to turn your back.
Walk slowly backwards and make yourself as big and loud as possible.
Yeah.
Take your shirt off and wave it over your head.
He could have just thrown his cell phone at it.
Yeah, I might have done that.
I might have done that. Like, okay, ping, it's not defending me while I'm shooting video. So I'm not saying it all worked out for the guy, so I guess we can't find too much fault with it. But I thought the fact that he's trying to shoot video the whole time he's trying to escape, a little bit counterproductive.
I'm trying to picture myself with pee running down my leg, for sure, as I'm walking backwards and talking really loud. I would not have the wherewithal to hold my camera.
Yeah. And I now, if you're going to hold the camera, the other thing I noticed is he was holding it in the upright, narrow position. I would have probably turned it sideways, but maybe he didn't do that because I think he was posting directly to Instagram. But I've seen how our cat behaves when it's sort of stalking something, and it never attacks until the thing turns its back. So I think I would have been aware of that much.
And he said sometimes the cat goes after your legs after you've gone by, and he does that.
Well, I don't know if he does the same
Movement.
same hopping on the back legs while swatting with the front. Like this, that was the most impressive, is to watch the video and see the cougar's paws get really big and wide, and they come out together while he's kind of hopping towards you. That looked like, that was...
And the ears slick back.
Yeah, that was kind of... I guess I'll have to post a link to this so that anybody who hasn't seen it yet will be able to go look.
6 minutes. That's quite the getting you out of her territory kind of walk.
Yeah. And she might have kept following until he finally threw a rock.
Yeah.
So, I think I might have been, based on what he shows us in the video, there's a lot of rocks. I think I might have gone for a rock sooner, or I might have kicked a rock, flipped a rock at her. Like, just put my foot behind a rock and flipped it. Like,
that might have been a good idea.
Like, hey, get away from me. But, I guess, we're not likely to have a bear walk into our backyard or a cougar, but we have seen a fox run through, and we think we may have seen a coyote go through. Then there's deer, rabbits, raccoons, but nothing quite as
scary as a bear.
I don't know if I was outside and a single coyote showed up.
I think they're supposed to scare really easy. They're really shy.
If he's by himself, I think he probably would be fairly easy, assuming he's not rabid. But I went outside yesterday and a turkey ran into the forest, and because Joe's got them kind of trained that when a person shows up on our deck or outside, I guess now we know anywhere outside. Usually we think it's the deck, that they come running out of the forest. So I was on the, there's our deck, and then there's a space till the trees, and I was between the deck and the trees on the ground, and this turkey, I suddenly hear this sound, tromp, 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 something going through the leaves. all the piled up leaves, and I hear this tromp, 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 tromp. I look, and there's a turkey running right toward me. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
You stayed calm?
I stayed kind of calm. He wasn't demonstrating anything that looked like hostility. It looked like he normally looks when they run up to get food, right? And then he stopped and looked at me like,
Where's the food?
Where's the food? But if that had been a coyote,
You would have been a little scared.
I probably would have been thinking that was weird, because why would a coyote be coming to see me? But yeah, a cougar would be, I don't know, maybe this cougar thing has been a long time happening kind of a thing, but only somehow getting to our conscious awareness. But cougars have killed a few people in the news reports previous to this that I'm aware of.
The advice on another page was, don't jog or walk alone.
Yeah, don't be a target. Yeah. Well,
at least if you've got someone else
so
there, you can help
it
make
used
noise.
It used to be that people would say, women shouldn't go jogging alone because they're vulnerable. Well, how about just people shouldn't go jogging alone because they're vulnerable? Yeah. Like, don't go jogging out in the pristine wilderness because...
Matt, I think if it was a bear, he might not have made it.
Yeah, I think a bear might have been much more aggressive.
Uh-oh.
Because a bear wouldn't view a human being as that
big a threat.
Like you might fake it out, but from the videos I've seen with bears, and they're just, once they decide to come after you, they don't, some of the videos I've seen anyway, they don't seem to fool around much.
Because she definitely stops after each, like...
Yeah, she was incrementally... I mean, one of the posts said, well, clearly she wasn't in hunting mode. I don't know how you tell the difference, but I would say, yeah, she was more like scaring away mode. But then again, like, that's what I think that...
She was in an intimidation.
Yeah, that hopping and pawing thing is probably not how they go and attack something that they want to kill and eat, because they just run up and jump on it.
Drawing.
But, yeah, that would be kind of, an adrenaline rush.
I think if I came around a corner and saw anybody's babies, I would be flipping right out.
Well, I guess...
I'd be flipping. I would turn and run, even though you weren't supposed to.
It's like, I guess that's the weird thing about it, maybe being somebody who's always looking to get a video of something they never get a chance to get a video of. And they see the baby, like, oh, I'll get out my phone and I'll take a video of this, without even thinking that, hang on, baby cougars might mean something else is around somewhere, like... But his reaction at the beginning of the video is really clearly you can tell he suddenly realizes, I'm in trouble now. Depending which version of the video you watch, it's either been bleeped or you can clearly hear him swearing a lot.
I never saw these pictures of the cubs. Where were they?
I don't know if that's somebody who studied the video more closely than I could look at it, but somebody wrote that there were cubs. Yeah.
Oh, I guess he wasn't Instagramming that, maybe.
Maybe that's what he was trying to Instagram or whatever.
Instagram, can you imagine me on the path going, okay, there this cougar stalking me, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm going, okay, Alan would want me to change. No, how do I do Instagram again? Home.
Well, we know what happened because the woman's phone was found and it recorded a video up to the point where she was attacked. Yeah. Unfortunately, the video's not very clear because she keeps changing orientation and covering the lens with her finger. The only frame that's clear is the one just before it lands on her. Like, you get it right way and then
the
big mouth comes after
open.
you. Yeah. Sad, but...
So that's it for today?
What else was there to tell?
What's it?
I went and bought takeout food from the chip wagon.
Yummy. Did she say when she's going to close?
No, I didn't ask. My cougar's over there.
Claw caps for the baby cougar.
I got claw caps. Yeah.
That's it, that's all?
That's it, that's all.
We don't even know what day it is. 23 days to vote, 22 days to
what?
vote.
What day of the month is it? Your device should tell you.
Today's the 13th of October.
So 13 plus
30
20.
days has October.
13 plus 20. 13 plus 20 means we got an extra 2, and the vote's on 3rd, right? So that means 21 days. 3 weeks.
3 weeks today! And he's gone! Orange will not be a color you will know anymore.
Black is the new orange, or orange is the new black, or stripes, black and white stripes are the new orange.
Blue. Blue is the best color.
I've been disappointed up till now at how the American justice and, I don't know, higher offices of government, how they process and do things. So we're not really sure we're going to see, like, even if he's not elected and he's now no longer the president, I'm not entirely convinced we're going to see him prosecuted. I can see them starting the process, but I don't know.
I don't understand why the strategy is, let's make it really difficult for Democrats to vote, because if we don't, we'll never win again. Like, what?
Yep, there's that. Their voting process being variable through all over the states can do things however they want. Well, that means that in each state, it seems clear and obvious that in each state there can be manipulation to affect the outcome federally, which seems wrong.
Yeah.
You know? Like, how can a federal election be... Why would there be a process where a federal election could be influenced unduly by the individual states? It just seems to be inherently wrong. But, hey.
One of the states, I guess it was their Supreme Court, one of their courts, struck down a motion to have out-of-county poll watchers come in. You can't be a poll watcher if you're not one of the people in the county where you're going to watch the poll. But the, Proud Boys all want to be there with their guns.
Well, then there's that article I read today that some Republicans have stuck boxes to receive ballots. They've just stuck them out there, and there's a big hoo-ha. You haven't read about that? You have to go read about that. Apparently, they installed these boxes that have signage on them saying,
"Put your ballot
your ballot here," and they're not official ballot boxes for people to mail in a ballot. They're not official collection boxes, but they're out there. So, I mean, why that wouldn't be immediately considered a criminal activity to do that? Like, if you're not actually an official party election process, then why wouldn't the default be you are attempting to subvert the actual process when you do that kind of thing? But from anything I've read, it doesn't seem to indicate that's automatically the case.
It just boggles me that we don't even think about that. Don't worry if you hear a big noise. He's just moving a bowl.
Just moving stuff around.
We're registered automatically. You make sure you get your little thing in the mail telling you where to go to vote.
Mm-hmm.
You go to vote. You vote. You don't stand in line for very long. 20 minutes tops.
Yeah, we don't seem to have the electioneering thing as much as the U.S. does. Well, there is an organization in the U.S. that does the, I think Carter was involved with it, or maybe he still is. The cat's playing in the kitchen. He was part of a group that would go and they'd election watch in other countries and decide from what they saw whether it was a fair and honest election or not. And I remember reading that assessment of a U.S. election, using the same criteria they use around the world, elections in the U.S. are never fair. So take from that whatever you will.
Sorry for you guys.
And the fact that there isn't a willingness or an interest to clean it up, so that things can't be mucked about.
It's crazy.
Anyway. Blah 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 blah. blah, 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 blah. Bye-bye.
That's all.